Hello, it says we're live. Well, hello everybody, we're the Mad Scientists. I'm Mad Frankie. I'm over here this time. And over there is Violet Igor. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. No? Yes, Violet Igor over there. And together we make the Mad Scientists. There you go. Not a bad shape this time. Yeah, not bad at all. Well, Violet's already nearly finished on hers by the look of it. And I've just got white paper. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do today, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So I've got here some old brushes and some slightly newer brushes and things I've not used before and things I have. So I've got a nice big mop brush there, which is a bit distorted, but, well, we'll sort that out. I've got some angle brushes here. I've had a while and I haven't done anything with. I've been playing with at least one of them. Where is it? The one I've been playing with. I think it might have been that one. Yeah, that feels a bit damp. It's probably that one. So I've got 4 of those. I've got another small round brush, which looks quite bent. It's a very basic cost brush. And I've got these 2 brushes from the, well, I've got the rest of them up here somewhere. Here we are. These funny little filberts. Let me take the pieces off, the guards. Now, they're called wisps, these, or rakes, or grainia, or what's the other word? I'm not sure, I can't remember the other word. But these are all slightly different. They're about the same size. Well, they are the same size. But if you can see, one is angled. This one is straight. And this one has a rounded top. But each one has this sort of comb shape, which is what we see there. So there's those 3. And with those, I got these. One is a rigger, or liner brush, as they call it. Nice and thin. And the other one is called a spotter. It's very small. Very, very, very small.
Very small.
That's why it's called a spotter. And the number is, what is the number? 20/0. And that is really small. Can't get it to focus, sorry. And I was thinking about some things I could do. Fruit was one, a flower was another. And I rather like street scenes, landscapey type things like this. So I thought I might have a go at something like that. Don't suppose I will have much luck with it because I've got a very small area in these. But it's just playing, so it doesn't really matter. Now I've got my Rosa art gallery stuff here. Lovely, which is this lot. I actually wrote Rosa Gallery on it this time, so I don't forget which one it is. Or I've got my dad's old paints, which I really like using, actually. Pop that there. And they are these colours. There isn't a really good turquoise in this set, but there is in this set, the Rosa ones. So I think between the 2 of them, they'll be all right for now. I do like using Dad's colours, but we'll see what happens. So I'll leave that there so I know it's what it is. Oh, hang on, there's another one I've forgotten. Oh, a dagger. That was the other one. It rolled off the top. That's another one of those little brushes. So, lovely stuff. Put them all over here to start with. And we need a bigger brush to put some water on. So where's the water? Here is some. Medium big brush, because these are only small pieces. So we've got that. So if I'm going to do that image, then I need to draw it. Let's have a go. Do it in one of these, see what happens. Now, thing is, this is tall. It's portrait, it's not landscape. So I need to turn this around over there so I can see it, but it isn't in the way. So a nice little pencil. There's one. It's a 2B, so I've got to be light with it. So, okay, if I'm doing this one, let's start about there. We've got a light just here, just a little too long. Where's my eraser? I didn't notice it's not that long. It's on the pavement, so this will be the pavement. So we don't want it stopping there either. You want it going on a bit more. Because there's another light up there. And these windows are divided up. There we go, obviously shops. And then we've got this one here coming from here and going up that way. And from the corner going up similarly. I'm not very good at drawing. So if we've got him standing there, he's about there. That's too dark. That's me making a mistake with the line. And we want it to be more up and then slanting that way a little bit. Then a shoulder and another shoulder to the other side. Down. It's about level with the coat edge. And there's start of a head. And then the other side of it. So we've got him on. Okay. Now, the rest of this, there's another lamp coming up out of his umbrella, and the building up there, going straight up. And in between we've got, that's the pavement, so we've got and this is coming along this way. Oh, that's way too far. Tango. So it's much wider than that, and it's coming from here, going across like that. And then we've got the rest of the building. And we've got more people here. So we've got one here. And we raise that line in the middle. And we've got another one here. Looks a little bowed over. And a couple of people in the distance. I think I'll leave those couple of people out, because I think I'm too cramped here anyway. It's not quite the same size as this, so, and it's my bad drawing anyway. So yes. And then this piece here, which it's coming from up here and going down to that lamppost, but the lamppost is not down on here. There's more stuff above here, so I'm going to make mine come from closer in. So it's still coming from the lamppost, and it's still a similar angle like that, but we'll imagine we've cut this piece off. So they've got another line there. And in between, we've just got lines of some sort of structure of the building. And another one there. And I think that's it, isn't it? Or there's one more there. And then in between, we've just got these lines showing how the perspective is changing. So we start there and we go in and we start there. We've got one that's almost flat, which is this next one, I think. And then we've got one above that is much more slanted, like that. That's too fat. That one's all right. Should be thinner, a bit better. And carrying on that way. It's easy if I turn this round, actually. Excuse me a moment. I can't see where my lines are going. That one's got a double line there. And this one will also be double, bowing outwards a bit because it's perspective-y. So have we got all that now? And I'm not going to put any more lights here because although he's got 3 there, I think it's getting too cramped there. I don't want too much there. Besides, I think 3 people's a nice number. He's looking a little bit as if he's bowed over on one side.
I think it's just a suggestion, the entire painting. So if you want to adapt it to suit you, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's quite bent over though, but okay, so maybe he's got a heavy basket or something.
Yeah. He walks like Russ. He's got a little gimp in his hitch in his giddy up.
Just gonna make that leg a bit less over on one side. Just that'll do it. Right, now I just want to get rid of that extra line which should not be there, which is the continuation of the perspective of the pavement, which is actually shadowed, obstructed by the figure. There we go. That's not too bad for a... Seems to me that I wouldn't have attempted that if I hadn't been doing this. So there's something. And now you can see that there's a wash of colour over most of this with some gaps. And he's using a tissue there to lift out any of the highlights because I think he's put the water over all of it.
Does it not say it?
I'm just checking up on that.
Feel free to read out loud.
The whole surface, yes. Like to soak in for a few moments. Right, okay, I'll do that bit then. So I want... Oh, I've got it over here, haven't I? Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that could come over a bit more. Not really. Okay. That's a bit better. Right, water. I'm only doing this one, so I'm not going to wet the others. Hardly any water. Let's have a bit more. You notice that once again I'm doing the tape it down bit, but that's because I was going to do 4 at once, not because of the bendiness of the paper when you do it like this, which it will be, but there we go. Oh, I could do with some tissue. Hang on, I'll go and get the roll of tissue from the other side of the room. Won't be a sec, because I've overrun a little bit. I don't really want it on the other side, because that's going to be something else. Don't know what. And I'm going to use this one because it holds a fair bit of colour, and we're going to use that yellow. What colour has he used? Does he say? He says mix a large wash of 90% yellow and 10% red and paint this in streaks over the entire surface. Okay. Fine. Up and down, I presume. It doesn't say for sure.
There's numbers involved. You've already lost me.
Yeah, exactly. See, I deliberately cleaned my... Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Palette. Which may have turned out to be a pity. Let's try again. If I can clean this one up a bit first. Okay, that's better. That's a purer yellow. So, red. Did he say what red? No, he doesn't. He just says red. So let's use this one. This is my most often used, as you can tell. Just a touch of red is probably quite enough there. I don't think that's right. I think it needs an awful lot more yellow, but that's okay. We've got more space to put it on. What is that on the new piece down there? See if I can get that off.
I think in the end, it's all just a suggestion. You do you, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to keep as close to the suggestion, the initial suggestion, as I can to start with.
Yeah.
Now that's better, Mix. Much better. Except it's all going down into the pool, but never mind. We'll carry on. Now we've sort of done a wash down there, a bit there, a bit there, some here, here, and then ended up with a sort of palish thing there. And I've gone and put some colour on the next one, which I probably won't want. Ones, in fact, yes. Okay, then what? And you make sure by pulling it out again with the tissue, like I just didn't. There we go. Now what? Orange, grey and blue. Have I got any Payne's grey? I wonder if I've got any. Oh, wait a minute. I've got lamp black and neutral tint. So no Payne's grey in there. Have I got any in here? Let's have a look. Nope. I've got black grape. I think I'll use neutral tint, which is this one here. If I arrange it so that I can see my palette, which is laid out the same way as this is. Now what? What does the instrucciones say? Make sure your sheet is completely dry before attempting stage 2. So I think we ought to dry this out, don't you? Seeing as though I've just hastily read that bit. Right, going to be a bit loud now, so I'm sorry about that. I'll turn it down.
Heat gun alert.
You know, before I go on and do the next stage, I want to just soften this edge here. There. I just want that a bit softer. I think that's not so bad. Now I've mixed up a grey, but I think I want that neutral tint. I think I want a bit of blue in it. I got a tiny bit of yellow on the brush. To neutralise that, I want a bit of blue or something like that. Russian blue. That one. Just a little bit at the top there to mix in. That's better. That makes a sort of Payne's greyish or a sort of greeny colour, depending on how you look at it. So, mix up the unlimited mixture. Re-wet the entire sheet again with clean water again, making sure it's dry first. Well, it's about as dry as I can get it. Where's the wash brush gone? Underneath. There we go. Underneath. Fresh water. Just to make quite sure. Let the water soak in the paper for a few moments, then drop large blobs of grey into the middle distance. The middle distance, sort of here. And he's got some here as well. Some here. And he's put a bit of blue there as well. There we go. Right. Well, for one, we want that bit right there. And some here. That's not too bad, I don't think. I might put a little, I'd like to get a tiny little bit. Let's have a, where's the dagger? Here we go. Use the dagger. And get a little bit of that, that blue with a little bit of the black and dot it in here. And then once again, in with the paper towel. I'm trying to make a point here so that I can get that bit out. That's not so bad. Right, now try this again. Oh, I think I want a little bit more of it though. A little bit more of it coming down here. And all the way up there. Better. Right, now what? Now tilt your board almost vertical to allow the paint to run down the page. I think I want a little bit of A bit more there. And a little bit more warmth there. And a little bit over here. Just a bit there. It's too much, but that's okay. I can deal with that. Tilt the board. It's not going to make a lot of difference. There's not that much wet on there now. It's drying out quite well, quite fast. And I think because of that, a little bit more wet on here. Meld that in a bit better. Yeah, like that.
That looks good.
Well, it doesn't look terrible, does it?
No.
Well, got to dry that again now, I guess.
Okay.
Lift out colours on the top side of the umbrella. Yeah, I know what you mean. I was just thinking about that. There. Right, I'm going to dry this now. No, it's not all that wet, but he'll probably tell me now that I shouldn't have done that when I turn over the page. With a damp brush, lift out colour in the space where the umbrella is to be painted. Painting the silhouettes. Come on. Give me something to put it. Thank you, thank you. That's right, because it had a brush underneath it. Oh. So, what does it say again? It says make a very dark mix of grey with all three colours, but using more blue and then add a touch of Baines grey to strengthen it. I haven't got any Baines grey. I told you that before. What do I do? Oh, the tissue's still there. That's good. Right, so more of this and a bit of the blue. Prussian blue. Right, now what does he say? Doing these. So this one's got more on it. I don't like this big brush for that. Prefer a smaller one like the dagger. More control over it then. And underneath the umbrella, but not over the top. There we go. I'm going to do the figures here, and then I'll go over that again to make it darker. So hopefully this will keep this one not too dark. And this one. Lifting some of that colour out. I don't want it to be too dark. Right, so a bit more on this chap. I do want to tilt it now. Give it a chance. You can see it will run down given a chance.
Being as it's black, we can't see it running down as much as you can.
Uh-huh.
Can't see it at all.
But that's worked quite nicely. Now I think I want to dry that because that's worked quite well. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to do these other bits of colour. So it's all dry and wait and dry and wet and dry and wet and wait a bit more. There we are. I think that's all right. So while the main figure is still wet, uh-oh.
Didn't you say?
Oh boy. Where's my little blue one? Blue handled one. There it is, underneath the board again. Well, tough. I'm just going to have to do the best I can.
Yeah.
Right, where's me? Well, I've got some anyway. Bit of highlight there. So, yeah. And I'd like to do similar to him, actually. Get that little bit out there. And a little bit to this one. Now, some of those colours, the blues and all that, he's got there. Because there's lights, you see. So I expect there's some nice blues in the lights. Doesn't say anything about it there. I'm just guessing. I better read it and check. Seeing as how I didn't read it before. Not far enough. Then use the same colour and add a few random splats on the wall of the building. Okay. And there as well. Okay, fine. Okay. Right, well, we'll just have a go. So what I've done is I've added a little of that neutral tint and blue that I made here. Oh, you can't see it. Sausages. Sorry, I didn't know you couldn't see it. Put some colour down there. We'll pick it up in a minute so you can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully I won't have messed it up too much. Right. Now, can you see this blue-grey that I mixed? That was with the neutral tint and the blue. And here is some of the blue that's next to it, which is French ultramarine. I don't want it just French ultramarine, so I'm taking a little bit of that to add to it and some water to water it down. And I'm going to add that where he's got it in the shop front there. And there. It's lighter than that. And a bit there. And we've got that bit there. Uh-oh. See me just put a splot on the umbrella top? Mustn't have that. Of course, I've already got that. So I've now got to rinse brushes again and try and get it out again. Try and lift that out again. That's not so bad. Phew! And I've still got some water on my palette there. My swatch. Dear me. So, now he's done some over here as well. So he wanted some splats. Okay, here's some splats. Actually, before I do that, let's get a bit of paper, stick it over there. And if there's more than one sheet, which there isn't, get another sheet, something. Doesn't really matter what. Put that over here, so that I just get the splots where I want them. That's enough. That's plenty. Don't go overboard with that. Now, I've still got to put a bit more yellow. Take this out of the way. Over here, he's got more yellow here, and I want the orange there as well. So, and I want a bit of red there too. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Tiny touch. Lots of water. A little bit along the... Oh, wait a minute. I've got too much water on my brush. A little bit along the top there. Without that bit in the middle. But with it across there. And a little bit down there. And that lady has got the very tiniest bit. Very tiniest bit. Colour there. And he's got a little bit. No, I don't think I'll bother with that. So I just want to sort of dampen that a little bit. That's better. That's lovely. That's lovely. That's much nicer. And I'm going to add some water around here to make the red move in a bit, melt in a bit. Don't want it to be too obvious. And I also want to try and lift that bit out. So I need a new piece of tissue because these are getting a bit too mucky. Right, it's all ready on here.
Looks good. It really does look good.
A little bit more darkness under him, but to blend it in a bit, and a bit under her. I don't want that too fierce. That's better. But more under him, definitely more under him. Soften that edge a bit. Lifting it out again. Yeah, good. Soften the other edge a bit. Lovely. Get that other edge there to meet her legs. At least I'm assuming it's a her. Can't really see. Now, I quite like how it is already. And a little bit more grey, but not much, over here. And some more yellow. I want more yellowish yellow though. Less of the oranginess. Make it a bit brighter. Oopsie. Sort of dry brushing this bit.
Is that what the book says?
No, I seem to be doing it. I wanted it to look a bit more sketchy than it did. And look at this one as well. I really want to dry that before I do this though. Now what to do with the little blue brush I was using a second ago? Oh no, it was a dagger, wasn't it? That's what I did with it. It was a dagger. Now
Feel free to read out loud whatever it is you're reading.
I'm not reading, I'm looking at the picture. I'm sorry. I'm just melding that in a bit more because it was too pale. This is also a little bit pale and needs to be a little bit greater there. Ditto. Now the only thing left to do is all the tiny little details, which you can see in this one. All these little bits and bobs here, which I'm probably going to put in and it will utterly spoil it.
You mean like little highlights and
Darkness, yeah.
yeah.
Lines of the pavement, it's not here. So I need to put all that thing in. And I'm really good at spoiling it at that stage.
Oh.
I am. My hand doesn't stay steady, you know that.
Well, you can come back to this. You can let it set and come back, right?
But it's dry. I've just dried it. So.
I meant to rest your hand.
Oh, well, everybody take a picture now because it's going to look worse in a minute.
Okay.
Right, got some more of that grey. I'm going to put some highlights in here.
I didn't see on the left side what kind of additions were needed.
Uh-huh.
In the book, I mean.
That's nicer. It's doing the lamps. One more lamp. At least I think it's a lamp. A bit difficult to tell. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, some more little windows down there. All the windows under that. I put a couple more people in. Very tiny, very distant, barely visible.
And also now I can see the top of that umbrella that you were talking about.
That was the rigger. Where's the... And I'd like to add a bit more of that because I don't think that's strong enough. It's not got the power. Got the power! I think I'm going to stop there. And it's nowhere near as good as his. It hasn't got anything like as much detail, but I've got a much smaller space and I'm a much worse artist. So I'm stopping while I'm ahead. I'm amazed I managed to grit my teeth and put that bit in.
I think it looks great.
But it doesn't look too bad.
Well, I'm not comparing. I can't see the book. I can only see yours. So I'm not comparing, and I think it's terrific.
Well, I've dampened this now, and I just want to put some more effort into lifting that out a bit because it's a little bit strong. That's better. Another sheet. Yes, another sheet. Just to pull that up a little bit. That's a bit better. I think that's enough. Anything else I do is just going to ruin it. I think that's enough. Finished. Cool. That was nail biting. That's what the book was told. I was just thinking that I would just put a bit of colour in here. Don't ask me why. I've got all this colour left. I just thought I'd use it up.
Well, you go ahead and adjust your camera angle or your plate and have a play, and we'll keep going.
Oh, just the camera angles. Beg your pardon. I was just putting some colour in with some water. I'm going to lift out some colour. Right. And it's not very straight, so I'm just going to try and adjust that much. Still not very straight, but it's gone wonky the other way. That's better. Lovely. So, dry that. Here we go. Now, what colours have I got there? Where's my crib sheet? Thank you. One crib sheet. Ah, yes, that's that. That's that. That's sepia lamp black. Windsor blue. I think I'll have some Windsor blue. A little bit of Windsor blue. So first, this is trying to peel up. A little bit of watty, wet watty even, otherwise known as water, the H2O. I'm trying not to go right down to the horizon line, not exactly. Now, Windsor blue. What's that? Alizarin crimson. And you see I'm still not going down to the horizon completely. And I'm going to add some more water in some places. And I'm going to use a tissue and lift out in some places. But not all. And I'm going to add a little bit of that neutral tint that I mixed up before across the top there. And I'm going to go back to the red and add a tiny little touch. Oh, there's a hair coming out. Get that out before it ends up on the paper. Whoops. Gone down. There we go. Bit more water here. I want to encourage these two to mix. Like that. And I want to get rid of that bit there, which is too dark. Or too much red in it, at least.
I can't believe you actually, I just saw it. You have a fly.
What?
Or it's
yeah.
a flying insect, let's put it that way.
Yep, in the middle of the winter. Yeah, that's why we got fly zappers, so that we can get rid of the little bits. And the moment we got the fly zappers in the post, nobody could find a fly anywhere. It's like they went, oh, something awful's arrived, chaps. Hide!
Well, it's out there. I just saw it.
Yeah. Gonna just put this spot here. Just softening this edge, just to give it a little bit of movement, not much. think it's his cadmium. Right. Noisy again.
Are you going to unmute?
Sorry, I thought I had. I beg your pardon. So, I've got this fancy little one here. I'm going to give it a go. That is very mucky water. I'm going to move it away and get a clean one. Now, this funny little brush, so we're going to give it a go and see what we can do with it. That's not bad, is it?
Not bad. I'm waiting to see where you're going with it. You just
merrily wandering about.
Yeah, using those wonky brushes.
Oh, well, some terrible palm tree. I guess it might be an oasis, possibly. What did I do with the rigger? I know I had it in my hand a moment. Oh, that's a spotter. All right, well, let's try the spotter then, shall we? Now then.
Is that a burning city in the back there?
Oh, it might be, if you want it to be. That's the rigger. Where's me dagger brush gone? There it is.
Just rocks and shadows?
Not quite. Not quite rocks, no.
She's not talking. This is the quietest
I
stream.
beg your pardon. Sorry. Concentrating. This is kind of taken from The Horse and His Boy, if you've ever read that book. When they came out of the desert, they walked into the desert out of Tashbaan, the city of Tashbaan. There was water by the edge of the desert and oases, and the city had a water supply. But then where the desert began, there were these old tombs shaped like this. You see? With these little openings in them. And as Shasta sat out there waiting for the others who he had last seen in the city, he sat down with his back to the tomb, one of the tombs, and you heard this roaring sound in the distance. And it turned out to be jaguars or something. I can't remember. Jackals, that was it, jackals. And but he was befriended by a little pussycat. So the little pussycat was lying there with its back to his back. So he faced the tombs because he didn't want to let them out of his sight. And the cat faced the other way. And when the jackals came, the cat disappeared. And there was this roaring sound heard. And he was quite frightened, was Shasta, but he stuck it out. And then the large roaring thing came towards him, and with a huge long shadow, and then the shadow shortened a bit as it came close, and it turned out to be the cat. Anyway, that's what happened. So that mishmash mess of a sunset turned into that.
And there you have it, folks.
Yep, just a little quickie. Not very good, but just playing really. So there you go. I was thinking I might do a moonlight scene on one of these others, maybe, but not now. That's enough for today. So maybe do some next time. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, lovely. I can see a leaping man there.
Yeah. I was
right in the middle.
just doing a few little squiggles while you were.
Doing my own squiggles, yeah.
And there's another one. And then I have this. This has turned into a leaping, flying, fuzzy butt creature.
With a little duck on its back, a little blue duck
There
with a
you
red
go.
beak.
I wasn't sure where I was going. I have one more to show. Let me see if I could find it. Oh my goodness, what did I do with it? Oh, it's the one I really wanted to show you.
Isn't it? It isn't underneath the others, is it?
No, it's here it is. It was up here.
There. Oh yes, that's the one you were finishing off when we started the stream. It's beautiful.
This is the one I did with you the other day, and you said, "Oh no, you could save it. You could do something with it." So I found I had some Russian leaf, antique gold leaf, liquid leaf.
How do you clean your brushes with that?
I didn't use a brush. I used I used a toothpick.
Oh, brilliant! Yes,
because I put, and I also used some solid brass, metallic solid brass, like that, and some rose gold, metallic rose gold.
Lovely.
And I'll show you. I'm going to tilt it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
Lovely.
And the more I do it, the less I like these dotted areas. But
I like them. I like them.
I think them very much. Shimmers.
It gives a nice bit of variety having dots as well as stripes.
So I like it. So I'm not done with it. I've got quite a ways to go, but I got some is that gold leaf which stays raised.
Yeah.
It has a nice texture here, like this one. It's quite raised.
Yes.
And then some is the flat acrylic paint, which is it's just flat, but it's got a nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's got a lovely color. Yes.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
So anyway, you told me, I said it looked horrible, and you said, no, you could do with it. And so that's what I've been doing.
Great. Good. And look how much it's improved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really beautiful.
It's however it turns out, it's been very zen to sit here and just.
Yes, isn't it? I think I'm definitely going to do one of these in moonlight and the other one something more like that.
It's very calming, very, very, very much enjoyed it.
It is, yes, because it doesn't matter what happens.
Right? And that's what I did here. It didn't matter. So we just threw some watercolor down and let's see where it goes and tilt it and spray it and make it run. And then we'll go from there. We'll see.
Yep.
Well, thank you for the encouragement. And thank Pete because a lot of it comes from her too.
Yeah. Super. So that's us for today then. We'll say bye-bye. And I'm all ready. When you're ready.
You're all ready and we'll say goodbye. And thank you everyone for being here. Please give us a thumbs up and a like and a comment down below if you can. And we will see you the next time. Bye-bye.
Okie dokie. Bye. Bye.